Welcome to our deep dive into Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We'll be exploring excerpts from the book itself, uncovering hidden gems, and gaining a deeper appreciation for this magical tale. Get ready to impress your fellow Potterheads with some insightful observations.
I think what's interesting about this deep dive is that we'll uncover the subtle nuances that make this story so captivating. We'll go beyond the surface plot and really delve into the characters, the themes, and Rowling's just masterful storytelling techniques.
Right, and speaking of characters, let's start with the Dursleys. Now, Rowling paints them as the epitome of ordinary, almost comically so. We have Mr. Dursley, a big, beefy man obsessed with normalcy, and Mrs. Dursley, his thin, blonde wife, perpetually consumed by neighborhood gossip. And let's not forget Dudley, their spoiled son.
Yeah, and I think the Dursleys really serve as a stark contrast to the magical world Harry is about to enter. Their obsession with routine and their disdain for anything out of the ordinary heighten the sense of wonder when magic eventually bursts into their lives. It's like they're living in a black and white world, completely oblivious to the vibrant colors that exist beyond their narrow perspective.
Yeah, it's fascinating how Rowling uses their extreme normalcy to highlight the extraordinary nature of magic. What are your thoughts on how their fear of anything un-Dursley-ish plays into this?
Well, I think their fear stems from a deep-seated insecurity about anything they don't understand. They try to suppress anything that challenges their worldview, clinging to the familiar even as the magical world starts to intrude upon their lives. It's almost as if they're afraid of their own potential for magic.
That makes so much sense. And that fear becomes palpable when whispers of magic start to disrupt their perfectly ordered world. We see owls behaving strangely, shooting stars appearing in broad daylight, and peculiar people appearing in their ordinary little town. It's as if the magic is testing the boundaries of their reality.
Precisely, yeah. And these subtle intrusions of magic foreshadow the dramatic arrival of Albus Dumbledore. So imagine him appearing on Privet Drive, this tall, thin figure with long silver hair and beard flowing down to his waist. He wears long robes, a purple cloak, and his sparkling blue eyes twinkle behind half-moon spectacles.
Right. His appearance alone is a challenge to the Dursleys' perception of normalcy. It's like he's stepped out of a fairy tale and landed right on their doorstep.
Yeah, and Dumbledore's whimsical attire, particularly the half-moon spectacles, instantly signals to the reader that he embodies magic. He's a stark contrast to the rigid gray world of the Dursleys. His presence is a visual representation of that clash between the ordinary and the extraordinary.
Exactly. And right from the start, there are hints of a shadowy past. Professor McGonagall, who has been anxiously awaiting Dumbledore's arrival, mentions how everyone knows he's the only one Voldemort ever feared.
Right, and that single line introduces this sense of danger and intrigue. Voldemort, whose name is spoken in hushed tones, represents the dark side of magic, the threat that looms over even the most powerful wizards. This brief mention foreshadows the conflict that will shape Harry's destiny.
It's amazing how Rowling can convey so much in just a few words. And despite his reputation, Dumbledore remains humble, brushing off McGonagall's praise with a touch of humor. It's as if he understands the true nature of power and doesn't seek recognition for it.
Yeah, exactly. Dumbledore's humility is a testament to his wisdom and strength. He's not driven by ego or a thirst for power. He understands that true power lies in using one's abilities for the greater good. And this sets the stage for the type of hero that Harry will ultimately become.
Absolutely. This brings us to the heartbreaking revelation of Harry's parents' death. McGonagall and Dumbledore share the devastating news that Lily and James Potter were murdered by Voldemort. Their voices are filled with grief and disbelief as they discuss this horrific event. It's a poignant moment that underscores the tragedy that lies at the heart of Harry's story.
Right, and this tragic backstory immediately establishes the stakes for Harry's journey. He's not just an ordinary boy entering a magical world. He's an orphan burdened with the legacy of his parents' sacrifice and the weight of a destiny he doesn't yet understand.
Yeah, and then we learn the incredible truth. Voldemort couldn't kill Harry, a mere baby at the time. His power somehow broke when he tried to kill the child. It's a mystery that baffles everyone in the wizarding world and sets Harry apart as the boy who lived.
Yeah, and this pivotal moment raises so many questions for the reader. What was it about Harry that shielded him from Voldemort's deadly curse? What are the implications of this for his future? It's a brilliant example of how Rowling hooks her readers, weaving mystery and suspense into the very foundation of the story.
It's a testament to her skill as a storyteller. Now, let's shift our focus to Harry's difficult childhood with the Dursleys. They've kept his magical heritage a secret, facing him to live in a cramped cupboard under the stairs for 10 years.
And the Dursleys represent the cruelty and neglect that sadly exists in the real world. Their treatment of Harry is a stark contrast to the love and acceptance he will eventually find in the magical world. This juxtaposition highlights the importance of finding one's true family, the people who will cherish and support you for who you truly are.
Right, their neglect has clearly taken its toll on Harry. He's described as small and skinny for his age, wearing Dudley's oversized hand-me-downs and those iconic round glasses held together with tape. It's a poignant image of a child longing for belonging and recognition.
Yes, and these visual details paint a vivid picture of Harry's isolation and vulnerability. He's been deprived of love and affection, forced to live in the shadows of his cousin's boisterous presence. It's no wonder he yearns for a place where he can be himself, a place where he's accepted for who he is, magic and all.
Exactly. And then there's that lightning bolt scar, the only thing Harry likes about his appearance. The Dursleys, of course, refuse to tell him how he got it, adding another layer of mystery to his already unusual life.
Yeah, and the scar is a constant reminder of Harry's past, his connection to Voldemort. It's a physical manifestation of the darkness he survived and the challenges he's yet to face. It's also a symbol of his uniqueness, setting him apart from the ordinary world of the Dursleys, and foreshadowing his extraordinary destiny.
Absolutely, but things take a dramatic turn when Hogwarts acceptance letters start arriving for Harry. It's almost comical how the Dursleys become increasingly desperate to prevent him from reading them, boarding up the letter slot, trying to burn the letters, and even fleeing to a remote island to escape the inevitable.
Right, and their efforts are hilariously futile, of course. It's as if they're trying to hold back a tidal wave. Magic has a way of finding its own path, breaking through even the most stubborn attempts at normalcy. This escalation of absurdity highlights the power of destiny, how it can't be ignored or suppressed.
Right. Their desperate attempts only make the arrival of Hagrid even more impactful. Imagine him bursting onto the scene. A giant of a man with a booming voice and a heart of gold, literally breaking down the door to deliver Harry's letter himself.
Hagrid's arrival is a pivotal moment for Harry. It's the moment his world begins to shift. Hagrid becomes his guide, his protector, and a symbol of the magical world's acceptance. He introduces Harry to a world where he belongs, a world where his uniqueness is celebrated rather than feared.
Exactly. Hagrid is a breath of fresh air, a reminder that there's kindness and warmth in this world, even amidst the darkness. He scolds the Dursleys for keeping Harry's magical heritage a secret, revealing that Harry's parents were a wizard and a witch. He explains the concept of magic in a matter-of-fact way, as if it's the most natural thing in the world, introducing Harry to a reality that has always existed, just hidden from view.
And this term, muggles, which Hagrid uses to describe non-magical folk, cleverly highlights the separation between the magical and non-magical worlds, showcasing how oblivious most people are to the existence of magic. It's a way of creating a sense of wonder and exclusivity, inviting the reader to step into a secret society that exists alongside our own.
It's a brilliant way of inviting the reader into the secret world, and then Hagrid drops the bombshell that Harry's parents were killed by Voldemort, a powerful dark wizard. It's a lot for Harry to take in, but Hagrid assures him that Voldemort lost his powers trying to kill him, leaving him with that distinctive scar.
Yeah, and these revelations are pivotal to understanding Harry's destiny and the challenges that lie ahead. He's the boy who lived, but he's also an orphan burdened with the legacy of his parents' sacrifice. It's a complex and layered backstory that adds depth and intrigue to Harry's character.
It's amazing how Rowling manages to balance the wonder of the magical world with the weight of this tragic past. And now for the fun part. Harry's first steps into magic. With Hagrid's help, he ventures into Diagon Alley through the Leaky Cauldron, this hidden gem of a pub that muggles just seem to walk right past.
This is Harry's literal and symbolic entry into the magical world. He's stepping into a realm where anything is possible, where the ordinary rules no longer apply. It's a moment of pure joy and discovery as he encounters magical creatures, enchanted objects, and a whole community of people who share his extraordinary abilities.
It's like stepping into a dream, a world where imagination runs wild. They visit Gringotts' Wizarding Bank, where Harry discovers his family fortune. Imagine his surprise after all those years of the Dursleys complaining about how much he costs them, to learn that he's actually quite wealthy.
And this financial independence is crucial for Harry. It gives him a sense of agency and frees him from the Dursleys' control. It also symbolizes his separation from the mundane world, his entrance into a realm where money is earned through magical inheritance rather than ordinary labor. It sets him apart as someone special, someone destined for greatness.
It's as if his true inheritance is finally being revealed, both in terms of his wealth and his magical abilities. And of course, no wizard is complete without a wand. Hagrid takes Harry to Ollivander's, where he experiences the magic of the wand choosing the wizard. A truly remarkable moment.
And this moment is more than just about getting a magical tool. It's about finding a connection, an extension of oneself in the magical world. It's about Harry discovering his own power and his potential to wield magic. It's a symbolic representation of his journey towards self-discovery and mastery of his abilities.
It's as if the wand recognizes his potential, his innate connection to magic. What do you think Rowling is trying to convey through this unique ritual of wand selection?
I think it highlights the idea that magic is not just about spells and potions. It's about finding the right tool, the right partner in your magical journey. It suggests that magic is a deeply personal and individual experience, a connection that's forged between a wizard and their wand. It's about finding the perfect fit, the instrument that will allow you to express your unique magical talents.
That's a beautiful way of looking at it. It's like the wand is an extension of the wizard's soul.
Mm-hmm.
Then comes the day Harry boards the Hogwarts Express. Picture the scene. He meets Ron Weasley and his family on the platform. They're all bustling with energy and excitement, welcoming Harry into their fold with open arms.
The Weasleys become Harry's surrogate family, providing him with the love and support he's always craved. Ron, in particular, becomes his best friend, his confidant, and his partner in crime. Their friendship is a testament to the power of shared experiences, loyalty, and the bonds that form when you face challenges together.
Their bond is truly heartwarming. And I love how Harry learns about the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw, each with its unique qualities and values. It's like a microcosm of the wizarding world itself, with all its diverse personalities and talents.
Yeah, and this introduction to the houses sets the stage for the complexities of the wizarding world. It establishes the idea of community and belonging within the larger magical society. It also hints at the conflicts that will arise between the different houses, particularly between Gryffindor and Slytherin, representing the clash between courage and ambition, selflessness and cunning.
It's like a miniature version of the conflicts that play out in the wider world. And then the moment we've all been waiting for. Arriving at Hogwarts, the journey across the lake is breathtaking. The castle is massive, with towering turrets and twinkling lights, a beacon of magic and wonder.
Hogwarts itself is a character in the story. It's a place of wonder, magic, and endless possibilities. But it also has its secrets, its hidden dangers, and its own complex history. It's a microcosm of the magical world, reflecting both its beauty and its potential for darkness.
It's like a living, breathing entity, full of surprises and secrets. And then they enter the Great Hall, where the sorting ceremony takes place. It's such a grand and magical event, filled with anticipation and excitement as Harry waits to be sorted. Remember how the sorting hat is placed on his head? And it actually speaks to him, trying to decide where he belongs.
Yeah. The sorting ceremony is a rite of passage for every Hogwarts student. It's about self-discovery, about finding one's place in the world. And for Harry, it's even more significant, because it determines the path he'll take in confronting his destiny.
It's a moment that will shape his entire future. What are your thoughts on the symbolism of the sorting hat and its ability to discern a student's true nature?
The sorting hat represents the wisdom and knowledge that reside within Hogwarts itself. It's not just about assigning students to houses based on their superficial qualities. It's about recognizing their potential, their inner strengths and weaknesses, and guiding them toward a path that will allow them to flourish.
It's like a wise mentor, helping each student find their true calling. And finally, after much deliberation, the sorting hat shouts, "Gryffindor!" Harry's so relieved, especially because he didn't want to be in Slytherin. And he receives the loudest cheer yet. It's a triumphant moment, a confirmation that he's found his place among those who value bravery, loyalty, and chivalry.
And this moment marks the beginning of Harry's journey as a Gryffindor. It places him in a house known for its heroic figures, those who stand up for what's right, even in the face of danger. It aligns him with the forces of good, setting the stage for his future confrontations with Voldemort and the forces of darkness.
It's like the first step on his heroic journey. But even as Harry celebrates his sorting, we get a glimpse of the rivalry that will soon emerge between him and Draco Malfoy, the resident Slytherin bad boy. Their first encounter is filled with tension and disdain, setting the stage for a conflict that will play out throughout their time at Hogwarts.
Right, and the conflict between Harry and Malfoy goes beyond just a clash of personalities. It represents the ongoing battle between good and evil, between those who choose light and those who embrace darkness. It's a microcosm of the larger conflict that will shape Harry's destiny and the fate of the wizarding world.
It's fascinating how Rowling uses these interpersonal conflicts to reflect the broader themes of the story. So we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive. We've witnessed Harry's journey from the stifling normalcy of the Dursleys' home to the magical wonderland of Diagon Alley and the grandeur of Hogwarts. He's discovered his true identity as a wizard, found a loyal friend in Ron Weasley, and been sorted into Gryffindor, a house renowned for its courage and chivalry.
Yeah, and as we move forward, we'll delve deeper into the mysteries of Hogwarts, the challenges Harry will face, and the unfolding conflict between good and evil. This is just the beginning of an extraordinary adventure.
Now that Harry has officially become a Hogwarts student, let's explore his early days at this magical school. I'm particularly curious about his first impressions of Hogwarts and how he adjusts to this new environment.
Well, what's captivating about this part of the story is how Harry experiences this whirlwind of new sensations and discoveries. Every moment is filled with wonder, from the enchanted ceilings in the Great Hall to the moving staircases that seem to have a mind of their own.
Yeah, it's as if Hogwarts itself is alive with magic, constantly surprising and delighting its inhabitants. Remember how Harry is immediately drawn to the Forbidden Forest, even though Dumbledore explicitly warns the students not to go there?
Right, that's a classic example of how Rowling uses foreshadowing. To pique the reader's curiosity, Dumbledore's warning serves as an invitation to adventure, planting the seed for Harry's future explorations of the forest and the secrets it holds.
It's like a giant do not enter sign that just begs to be ignored, especially by a curious and adventurous young wizard like Harry. And speaking of warnings, let's talk about Harry's first encounter with Professor Snape during the feast in the Great Hall. Remember how Harry feels that sharp, hot pain shoot across his scar when their eyes meet?
Yeah. That moment is crucial for establishing the complex relationship between Harry and Snape. The pain in Harry's scar suggests a deeper connection between them, hinting at Snape's past association with Voldemort, and foreshadowing the conflicts that will arise between them.
It's as if their destinies are intertwined, bound together by a shared history and a lingering sense of danger. Do you think Rowling intended to portray Snape as an ambiguous character from the very beginning? Or did she reveal his true nature gradually throughout the series?
I believe Rowling carefully crafted Snape's character to keep readers guessing. His initial portrayal is shrouded in mystery and suspicion, leaving us to wonder about his true motives. The clues are there from the start, but it's up to us to interpret them and piece together the puzzle of his character.
Right. It's a brilliant technique that keeps us engaged and invested in the story, always searching for clues and questioning our assumptions. And speaking of suspicious characters, let's not forget about Draco Malfoy. His rivalry with Harry intensifies, leading to that ridiculous duel that results in their first detention.
Yeah, Malfoy's character serves as a foil to Harry's. He represents the allure of power and the temptation to embrace darkness. His actions constantly test Harry's moral compass, forcing him to confront his own values and choose a path of righteousness.
Exactly. Their rivalry isn't just about personal animosity. It reflects the larger conflict between good and evil, between those who seek to use their power for selfish gain and those who fight for justice and the greater good.
Right, and it's through their interactions that we see Harry's character develop. He learns to stand up to bullies, to defend his friends, and to resist the temptation to stoop to Malfoy's level.
It's a classic example of how adversity can shape a hero's character, forging their resolve and strengthening their commitment to what's right. Now, their detention leads to a rather unexpected discovery. Fluffy, the giant three-headed dog guarding a trapdoor. It's a scene straight out of a myth, full of danger and wonder.
Yeah, Fluffy's presence introduces this sense of mystery and intrigue. What's he guarding? Why is it so important to keep it hidden? These questions propel the narrative forward, driving Harry's curiosity and his desire to uncover the truth.
It's like a giant puzzle box, and Harry can't resist trying to figure out what's inside. And remember how Hagrid accidentally reveals Fluffy's weakness? Music. It's a classic example of his naive trust.
Yeah.
And his love for all creatures, even the most dangerous ones.
Hagrid's character is full of contradictions. He's this gentle giant with a love for dangerous creatures.
Yeah.
But he's also fiercely loyal and protective of Harry. His innocent nature often leads to humorous situations. But it also underscores the importance of kindness and compassion in a world that's often filled with darkness and suspicion.
Yeah, his presence brings a sense of warmth and lightheartedness to the story, even amidst the growing tension and danger. And speaking of danger, the rumors about the Sorcerer's Stone begin to circulate. adding another layer of intrigue to the mystery surrounding Fluffy and the trapdoor.
Right, and the introduction of the Sorcerer's Stone raises the stakes significantly. We learn that it's an object of immense power, capable of granting immortality and unlimited wealth. This knowledge sets the stage for this high-stakes treasure hunt, with Harry and his friends determined to protect the stone from falling into the wrong hands.
It's like a magical MacGuffin, driving the plot forward and motivating the characters' actions. And of course, suspicion falls on Snape. Remember that scene where Harry overhears Snape threatening Quirrell, muttering something about getting past Fluffy and Quirrell's hocus-pocuses? It seems to confirm all of Harry's fears about Snape's true intentions.
Yeah, and this scene is a masterclass in suspense building. Rowling uses eavesdropping and whispered threats to heighten the tension and create a sense of paranoia. We're left wondering if Snape is truly a villain, or if there's more to the story than meets the eye.
It's like a classic mystery novel, with red herrings and misleading clues designed to keep us guessing until the very end. And then we have that intriguing conversation with Hagrid, who assures Harry that Snape is one of the good guys, that he was actually trying to protect the stone. It throws a wrench into Harry's assumptions and forces him to reconsider his judgment of Snape.
This revelation introduces a layer of moral complexity to the story. It challenges Harry's black and white thinking and forces him to acknowledge that things are not always as they seem. It also highlights the importance of trusting your instincts while remaining open to the possibility that you might be wrong.
It's a valuable lesson for Harry to learn, especially as he navigates the treacherous waters of the wizarding world. And then we have the incident with the unicorn. Harry, Malfoy, and Hagrid discover its lifeless body in the forest, its blood drained by a mysterious creature. It's a chilling scene, full of foreshadowing and a sense of impending doom.
The unicorn is a symbol of purity and innocence. Its death represents the intrusion of darkness into the magical world, a foreshadowing of Voldemort's return, and the threat he poses to Hogwarts and its inhabitants.
It's a stark reminder that even in a world of magic, there are dark forces at play, forces that seek to exploit and destroy all that is good and pure. What do you think Rowling is trying to convey through the symbolism of the unicorn and its tragic fate?
I think she's highlighting the vulnerability of innocence in the face of evil. The unicorn represents the beauty and wonder of the magical world, but it's also fragile and easily corrupted. Its death serves as a warning that even in a place as magical as Hogwarts, darkness can lurk in the shadows, and evil can prevail if good people fail to stand against it.
It's a powerful message that resonates throughout the story, reminding us that vigilance and courage are essential for protecting the things we hold dear. And then Harry has that chilling encounter with the hooded figure in the forest. He witnesses the figure drinking the unicorn's blood and feels a searing pain in his scar, confirming his connection to Voldemort and the dark magic that sustains him.
This encounter is significant because it's Harry's first direct confrontation with the evil that threatens the wizarding world. It's a moment of terror and revelation, highlighting the danger that Harry faces and the importance of his role in the coming conflict.
It's a turning point in the story, marking Harry's transition from a curious observer to an active participant in the fight against darkness. And then, just when all hope seems lost, Firenze the Centaur appears, rescuing Harry from the hooded figure and offering cryptic warnings about the dangers that lie ahead.
Firenze's appearance introduces a new perspective to the story. He represents the wisdom and knowledge of the natural world, a perspective that's often overlooked in the wizarding world. His warnings about the misreading of the planets and the alignment of the stars suggest that there are forces at play beyond human comprehension, forces that will shape Harry's destiny in ways he can't yet imagine.
Yeah, it's like a glimpse into a larger cosmic order, a reminder that even in a world of magic, there are forces beyond our control that influence our lives. His warnings add an element of mystery and suspense, leaving us to ponder the significance of his words and their implications for Harry's future.
Right. They also challenge the traditional wizarding worldview, suggesting that there's more to magic than spells and potions. Firenze's connection to nature and his understanding of the stars hint at a more ancient and profound form of magic, one that's rooted in the natural world and the cosmic forces that govern the universe.
It's a fascinating concept that adds depth and richness to the magical world Rowling has created. So by the end of the second act, Harry has encountered both the wonders and the dangers of Hogwarts. He's faced terrifying creatures, uncovered hidden secrets, and confronted the dark forces that threaten the wizarding world. He's learned valuable lessons about friendship, courage, and the importance of trusting his instincts.
And as we move into the final act of the story, We'll witness Harry's transformation from a curious student to a courageous hero, willing to risk everything to protect the Sorcerer's Stone and the world he's come to love.
Okay, so as we enter this final part of our deep dive, things really start to heat up. The tension is building. Harry's suspicions about Snape, they just intensify. And he becomes even more determined to protect the Sorcerer's Stone. It's like all the events so far have been leading up to this climactic confrontation.
Right, it's a classic example of narrative structure. You have the rising action culminating in this pivotal moment of decision and action. Harry can no longer remain a passive observer. He must actively engage with the forces that threaten the magical world.
He's not just a student learning about magic anymore. He's becoming a guardian, a protector of the very essence of Hogwarts. And his first major act of defiance is to break the rules and confront the danger head-on. He, Ron, and Hermione decide to take matters into their own hands, embarking on this daring mission to reach the stone before Snape can get to it.
Right, and their decision to act independently, I think, highlights their growing sense of responsibility and their unwavering loyalty to each other. They're not waiting for adults to solve the problem. They're taking ownership of the situation, demonstrating their courage and their belief in their own abilities.
They're becoming the heroes of their own story, shaping their own destiny. And what follows is the thrilling sequence of challenges, each testing their skills, their courage, and their friendship.
Yeah, and the challenges they face within that chamber guarding the stone. They're not mere obstacles. They're symbolic representations of the trials and tribulations that one must overcome to achieve a worthy goal. Each challenge forces them to rely on their unique strengths and to work together to overcome adversity.
It's like a magical gauntlet, designed to test their weightiness and prepare them for the ultimate confrontation with evil. First, they encounter Fluffy, the three-headed guard dog, and thanks to Hagrid's accidental revelation, they manage to lull him to sleep with a magical harp. It's a moment of both humor and ingenuity, showcasing their ability to think outside the box and utilize their knowledge of magical creatures.
Right, their success in overcoming this first obstacle highlights the importance of resourcefulness and adaptability. They don't have all the answers, but they're willing to improvise and learn as they go, relying on their combined skills and knowledge.
They're learning that even in a magical world. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. And then they descend through the trapdoor, entering a chamber filled with enchanted dangers. Each obstacle they encounter, the devil's snare, the flying keys, the giant chessboard, tests their limits and forces them to make sacrifices.
Yeah, and these challenges symbolize the personal growth that each character undergoes throughout the story. So Ron sacrifices himself in the chess game, demonstrating his bravery and his willingness to put the needs of his friends before his own. Hermione solves the logic puzzle, showcasing her intelligence and her analytical skills. And Harry faces that final challenge alone, proving his courage and his unwavering determination.
Each challenge pushes them to their limits, revealing their true character and the depth of their friendship. And then comes the shocking revelation. It's not Snape who's trying to steal the stone, but Professor Quirrell. The meek, stuttering defense against the dark arts teacher has been hiding a dark secret all along.
Right. This plot twist subverts our expectations
Yeah.
and forces us to reevaluate our assumptions. It highlights the deceptive nature of evil, how it can often hide behind a mask of innocence and vulnerability. Quirrell's transformation from a seemingly harmless professor to a possessed villain is a chilling reminder that appearances can be deceiving.
It's like a classic horror movie, where the seemingly harmless character turns out to be the monster all along, and the reveal of Voldemort's face on the back of Quirrell's head. That is a truly terrifying moment, visually representing the insidious nature of evil and its ability to corrupt even the most unassuming individuals.
Voldemort's presence is both physical and psychological. He's not just a separate entity. He's embedded within Quirrell's very being, this parasitic force that feeds on his weakness and manipulates him for his own evil purposes.
Yeah, it's a haunting image that speaks to the insidious nature of dark magic and its ability to warp and corrupt even the most well-intentioned individuals. And then we have that final confrontation, a battle of wills between Harry and Quirrell, who is possessed by Voldemort. It's a thrilling climax, filled with suspense, danger, and ultimately a testament to the power of love.
This final battle is not just about magical prowess. It's about the clash between good and evil, between love and hatred. Harry's ability to withstand Voldemort's attack stems from the love his mother sacrificed for him, a love that continues to protect him even in death.
It's a beautiful and powerful message, reminding us that love is the ultimate weapon against darkness, a force that can transcend even death itself. It's love that ultimately defeats Quirrell and forces Voldemort to retreat, leaving Harry victorious. and the Sorcerer's Stone safe from his grasp.
Harry's victory is not simply a triumph of good over evil. It's a testament to the enduring power of love, sacrifice, and the bonds of friendship. It's a message that resonates deeply with readers of all ages, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, love can light the way.
And with the stone destroyed, Voldemort vanquished, and Harry hailed as a hero, we reach the end of this incredible journey, but it's just the beginning of Harry's adventures in the magical world. What are your final thoughts on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and the enduring legacy of this beloved story?
Well, I think Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is more than just a children's fantasy novel. It's a timeless tale about friendship, courage, and the battle between good and evil. It's a story that captures the imagination, inspires hope, and reminds us of the power of love to overcome even the darkest of forces. It's a story that will continue to enchant readers for generations to come.
Beautifully said. And that concludes our deep dive into Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Thank you for joining us on this magical journey. We hope you've gained a deeper appreciation for this beloved story and the timeless themes it explores. Until next time, keep the magic alive.